Doing? It looks like they're having a good time, just with a couple friends. Yeah, we falling, yeah, we vibing, yeah, we just straight riding. Me and my best friends, yeah, we diving from the top of a ramp. See you later, my guy. See you later, my guy.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? The world's a better place because you are here to join us. My name is Matt Brown. I am the host of the Productive Conversations podcast, and it is a Friday, Feel Good Friday, the 9th of May, 2025. And we're here to recap what was trending during the first full week of May. And as I'm here with my best friends in a brand new theme for now, the great Morgan J. And we're just here vibing, straight riding, and let's talk about the great things that are trending in our world and have a productive conversation about it. So Ryan, Jose, and Allison are on this particular show. What's up?
How's it going?
What's up, my peoples?
I'm so glad to see you all. How are you?
Can't
Pretty good.
complain.
Yeah, pretty good.
Killing it.
That's what I like to hear. And if you want to see the other great things we're killing it with, just want to remind you to like and subscribe to the Productive Conversations podcast on all podcasting platforms and YouTube. And don't forget to check out exclusive content regarding the show across all social media platforms. We're on Instagram at Productive Conversations Podcast, X and Twitter, Pod. We're on TikTok at Productive Conversations and Facebook at Productive Conversations. And as always, we'd like to allow our great presenting sponsor, Magic Mind, to get some love. Thank you, Magic Mind, for sponsoring the show. If you're like me, juggling deadlines, creative projects, and life on the go, coffee alone just doesn't cut it anymore. That's where Magic Mind comes in. It's a little green shot packed with matcha, adaptogens, and nootropics with a dash of honey that is designed to boost your focus, energy, and keep you calm without the crash. I've been using it before this recording, editing, even knocking out emails, and honestly, my mind's sharper and my stress is lower. It's like flow state in a bottle. Ready to ditch the jitters and unlock your full potential? Head to magicmind.com/PCMay. That is magicmind.com/PCMay, just like the month we're in. And use the code PCMay for 48% of your first subscription or 20% of your first one-time purchase. Magic Mind, reclaim your brain. All right, just going to quickly do something very, very quickly. We are going to celebrate this one more time because it's that great. Not on the show sheet. One more time, a Mikal Bridges turnover right here.
It's off to Brown. Bridges there.
Snatches out of Jaylen Brown's hand. Losers. And then, of course, that not only happened once after a 20-point deficit, but twice.
It's Tatum.
Oh, man.
Robinson's on him. Tatum maneuvering.
And there it is.
Another great defensive play for the Knicks.
What a great week. You could see my instant reactions as you have been seeing throughout the NBA playoffs, especially the Knicks games. That was just amazing to see. So we'll see what happens tomorrow, 3:30, Saturday afternoon. Knicks and the Celtics, game 3, Knicks up 2-0. And then I'll have a reaction for you on Sunday for that one. And then instant reactions for the rest of the week.
Who do you
after
think is
that.
going to win that game?
Who's going to win the
I mean,
Knicks
that was-
and the Boston Celtics game 3? Well, history shows that
Celtics
wouldn't
are
be
better on
surprised
the
if
road.
the Celtics, but you know what? You can't say that because this Knicks team clearly has their number. The Celtics aren't making shit and everything is rolling. So, yes, historically, what we have seen, the home court advantage doesn't mean anything right now. But, hey, the Knicks have all the momentum in the world. And, sure, the Celtics are better on the road, but they're not. They haven't faced Madison Square Garden at its peak on a Saturday in May.
Okay, cool. So you're taking the Knicks on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm going to stay. I said Knicks in 7, but I'm going to pick them to win for the rest, every single game as possible.
Oh, cool. Because I'm betting the house Boston takes the series.
Well, you know what?
Wrong on that
It's a good
one.
time for you to go on vacation,
I
Jose, because I
saw the
will join you.
odds. All the odds.
I do not
Boston
understand.
-110. I'm taking it. No, I like the Knicks. I hope I'm wrong.
You're not a
When
Knicks
I
fan if you
see
are hedging
when
against them.
I
Fake Knicks
see
fan, like the new
odds at
Knicks fans that have
one
joined us.
minus
I'm the one who
110.
decides if they're approved or not. You lose your Knicks take.
Matt gets to determine who your favorite basketball team is.
No, I determine if you're a real Knicks fan or
I
not.
said I liked the Knicks.
Matt, I want to be. Teach me.
Allison, you're in because you don't bet against them.
Listen, I was a Chicago Bulls fan growing up, so I can't be a Knicks fan. And
Listen,
I
You're a Bulls
I'm,
fan?
I'm just
Gee,
saying.
I wonder
was
who
younger,
played.
yeah.
I wonder who played in the '90s to get that pick.
The greatest player. That's why.
Listen, I'm predicting a big weekend for Villanova, so that's why I'm going with the Knicks.
Yes, well, I just wanted to celebrate that again, but we will see. Job's not done, but definitely the Knicks have all the confidence in the world, and why shouldn't you? So we'll see how that all unfolds on Saturday. And Jose, I don't like to see my friends lose money, but I won't feel as bad in this case. I'll just say
Well, I'm gonna show it off when I win it.
that. Good. Because everybody's winning, because we can see your pretty face again if that's the case too.
You will.
All right, so good luck to you, Jose.
Thank you.
May you lose. Okay.
May you lose.
May you lose. You're a loser. Loser.
Everyone's a winner.
No.
True.
Anyways, just wanted to share that really quick with the greatest audience and my pals. All right. So we had some history take place on Thursday. Whether you're Catholic or not, the world found out that the conclave was decided. Pope Francis passed away right after Easter, and then they had the official vote for the new pope, the conclave, if you will. People were getting excited as the vote was coming together. It went pretty fast, but we had this moment. The CBS anchor referring this.
Or doing the one thing we know they're not doing is checking Instagram because their devices have all been confiscated.
I believe the kids call it raw dogging it if you're going to go through a long period of time with no electronic device.
Well, they're of a certain name.
They really don't know what. I guess
I
I
mean, that
personally
is a
never
thing.
heard of
I've never
that term,
used-
but
I've never
I
used
have.
the term. I've never used it in that sense though. Like raw dogging is. Like,
I have heard it in that sense. Like there was a thing a lot of times, guys on like airplanes. It was a big thing for like maybe a month. They would get on like a flight. They would quote unquote raw dog a flight, and that would be they would go on the flight. They wouldn't use their phone. They wouldn't read. They would just stare at the screen in front of them for however long the flight was. That was a thing for a bit, and so after that, raw dogging did kind of become in that context, like online. This idea that you do something like without any distractions, but obviously raw dogging has another connotation,
which is the one I know.
which is the one most people know because it's the one that's the first connotation. It's the one that is older of the two. And yeah, someone probably should have run that by the CBS News team before they said it live with a bunch of Cardinals standing on screen. It's a bad thing to say in any context, but to say it in like, I know they weren't physically in the church, but the camera was in the church. So to say it in a church, that's a tough look.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So we got that. But the vote became official on Thursday. And I was actually pretty hyped to see this one clip when the white smoke came out of the Sistine Chapel, which was indication that the Pope has been elected and decided. The innocent seagulls right there. That is really loud.
There's a lot of people there.
Talk about a pop. She's crying.
Yeah, there's the new Pope.
So yes, pretty excited crowd. And yes, it was Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost. Robert
I think it's
Francis Prevost.
yeah.
Okay, Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost of Chicago was elected as Pope Leo the 14th, making an historic moment for the first American and first Augustinian friar to ascend to the papacy. His election followed a 2-day conclave at the Vatican, concluding with the traditional white smoke signaling the decision. Pope Leo the 14th. Congratulations. How do we feel about this? And do you think the Pope is as big of a deal as and have as much influence as they used to be?
I think it has a greater influence than it used to in some ways. But
In what ways, if you can
Yes,
explain?
please tell us. In what ways?
So, I mean, obviously, Catholicism actually is growing, but just not in our particular neck of the woods. But I would say that religion in general has become less deciding in like a lot of people's lives. I think that's a fair statement. I think everybody would agree that just generally speaking, people are not quite as like focused on just their religion when it comes to like how to live a good life and all that stuff. But and I think this started mostly with Francis, maybe a little bit with the John Pauls, but the Pope kind of ended up being this sort of figure. I would say kind of Dalai Lama-esque, right? Like I'm
How many
not
people know who the Dalai Lama is?
Yeah.
Are
In
you
the 2020,
serious?
I
A lot of
know,
people
but in
do.
2025, if you go to a lot of random people on the street, I feel like they have no idea who he is. With all due
Mhm.
Well,
respect.
so I think yes, that probably is true, but I think that's because they know who the Pope is. I think like
I mean,
the
Allison,
point.
do you know who the Dalai Lama is or what a Dalai Lama is? There
My
we go.
point.
I was
So
just
no.
looking it up.
So my point is though, like the people who know what the Dalai Lama is, right?
And
Matt, you know who that is.
I only know it from that movie 7 Years in Tibet, but I would not have known him. If I
So,
didn't
but
see
I'm
it.
saying, so neither one of us are Tibetan Buddhists, right? But
You tell me,
everybody,
am I a Tibetan Buddhist?
no, I assume you're not. But anyway,
Popular dessert.
no, it's not. But anyway, so my
What
point
it
is that
says.
people at the time, especially when he was younger, even if they weren't Buddhist, they cared about like he was seen as a moral figure. People knew he was a moral figure. And now I think the Pope kind of has that role. Whereas people, even if you're not Catholic, you're like, all right, well, like the Pope. I mean, you call me Pope Ryan as a joke to express that goody two shoes or whatever. Like people just kind of see the Pope as a generally speaking good dude, like someone that is living a life worth emulating. Even if you're not going to emulate it directly and you're not a Catholic or anything like that, you could just be like, all right, well, the Pope seems like a good guy, right? He wants to help the poor or whatever. So I think in that way, more people are interested in who the Pope's going to be because he's kind of got this cultural thing. But in terms of like actually the religion stuff, I would say obviously the church is not nearly as important as it was like a long ass time ago. You know what I mean?
I disagree. I don't think a lot. I talked to so many random people about this. They one were not interested, two didn't care, and yeah, I just think it's just even on a pop culture standpoint, nobody knows about the Pope or cares about what the Pope does anymore.
No, can we be real honest? Nobody gave a shit who's the Pope is since John Paul II. Let's be real honest.
Whatever.
I
It's
don't even know who that is.
See,
That's what I mean.
that's I mean, that's
Jose, that was actually worse than my take. I'll be honest
John.
with you.
Let's be real honest. John Paul II, Mother Teresa, in that time frame when all them and when that
Mother
era
Teresa.
of that time, yes, Mother Teresa was more. She had her own fucking coin. I don't see Pope Benedict getting a fucking coin.
I didn't say Pope Benedict.
Whatever the fuck, whoever the fucking Pope it was that passed or whatever, he ain't got no coin shit. Nobody
Yeah,
gives
oh
he
two
did,
fucks.
by the way.
the guy who retired
Yes,
on the spot.
Yeah, Benedict. But Francis absolutely had a coin in Argentina. Francis also sold out
Argentina, I
arenas.
like that. I like that.
Well, that's where
Argentina,
he's from.
Mother Teresa sold that bitch all over the world. Period.
He's from Argentina. That's who made the damn coin. I can't help it.
Nobody cares. No, really, let's be honest. It's
He
a
sold
political. It's
the last guy sold out arenas across the United States of America. I'm not here to teach you. Go ahead and look it up. Y'all got the same Google that
Listen,
I do.
I get it.
Filled arenas
I
across
get
the
it.
country.
Guess
You're
what?
Yeah,
incorrect.
with people
Guess
who
what?
are 40 and up.
Yes. Guess what?
Sure,
I mean,
they're people though.
I have to
What
go to
does
the
that
Knights
mean?
of Columbus. That's where I'll have my Pope talk with them.
But again, they're people. I don't understand what that has to do with anything, how old they are. My point is that I think that the Pope, even if you're not Catholic, does people know what a pope is? They may not care who won, and I think that's true. I'm a Catholic, so obviously I cared who won, right? I was hoping for a certain kind of person to be pope, etc., etc. But that's a Catholic thing. I'm saying other people may not know or care who the pope is, but they know who the pope is. So this guy, him being selected probably doesn't matter much. But now that he is the pope, he does, like, a lot of people know who the hell the pope is. Not their name, but like the pope as a concept is a very world famous person. And I think that gives this particular individual and anyone who ends up being pope a lot of, I mean, it gives them a huge soapbox, not just in Catholicism, but globally, to speak out on things that they care about, which I hope this person, meaning Pope Leo, decides to do. But yeah, no, I think that, yeah, the religion is definitely not for, like, not everybody's Catholic. Most people in America are not Catholic, actually. But I do think that, just globally speaking, the Pope is a figure that people know of and know of them in a way that is generally positive. And so that gives them a lot of goodwill, even with people who are not necessarily all that interested in, like, the conclave and all that stuff and the white smoke, like all the pageantry and the voting. Like, a lot of people won't care about that. They're not Catholic. But now that there is a pope, that person's going to have a lot of, like, appeal, or at least have the ear of people who are like, oh, what the Pope say? You see it on the news, be like, oh, the Pope said something. You know what the Pope is. You know it's a big deal. So you listen. Doesn't mean you agree. Doesn't mean you disagree. But someone who can get a lot of ears and have a lot of people hear what they have to say because they are such a globally, like, large figure. That's kind of what I meant by that, to be clear. I'm not saying everyone's having Pope mania, we're all going to convert to Catholicism or anything stupid like that. I don't believe that for a second. But I just mean, now that he's the Pope, this guy's got, like, a huge platform. He has a lot of people, even not Catholics, who are going to be interested in what he has to say, especially because of where he's from, by the way.
Yeah, he will finally understand them, except for the other motherfuckers. So I agree
he
with you.
gave he gave his
let's
first speech in Italian and Spanish. So I didn't understand him.
Well, when he comes to America, I know he'll say proper English, so I get his forte and where he's going with his shit.
Francis spoke English
Francis,
in America.
Broken English, broken.
Well,
You can understand.
Cannot stress enough. He's from Argentina.
Well,
I thought he did a pretty good job as being Argentinian and speaking English. But okay,
let's be honest. Those millions of people don't give a shit. Millions of people that were there waiting for the white smoke are realistically just there just because it's a fucking fad that everybody goes.
I get that. That's insane. There hasn't been one since 2013. Everybody goes. What are you talking about?
Everybody goes. It's because it's not.
There hasn't been one since 2013. There's been people born and died who didn't go. What do you mean everybody goes?
It's like, let's be honest, it's like a comet that comes every 75 years. Everybody's
I get it.
Therefore,
this is your character. I get it. This is your gimmick. Your gimmick is nothing is funny.
That's Jose.
That's everything is stupid. That's it. Everything's bad. I hear you, buddy. I'm just saying. For the rest of the people listening,
was a dessert, Jose. It's cool. It's fine.
I would love to know what you found for the dessert, by the way.
I spelled Dolly like actual Dolly.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh,
it's not Dolly. It's Dolly
instead of the other way. So
gotcha.
Dolly Lama is like.
That was a bad example, but I didn't mean it to be like, oh, like the Dalai Lama is still popular. I meant it like same thing. It's like a religious person that everybody kind of knows about now was like the Dalai Lama was in like the 90s when like that movie came out. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I meant. It's like in the 90s, you didn't have to be Tibetan Buddhist to know who he was and to listen to what he had to say. Today, you don't have to be a Roman Catholic parishioner to know what the Pope is and be interested in what the Pope has to say, at least from the perspective of, oh, the Pope said something. That was the only point I was trying to make. I was not trying to compare the Q rating of the Pope and the Dalai Lama. That was not my main intent with that particular line of thinking. But I'm glad we got to discuss that. Allison has never heard of the Dalai Lama before.
Well,
you should look into it. It's interesting.
I've heard of it, but when I looked at, I guess I just didn't process.
Let's be honest. She thought it was a real llama.
The Dalai Lama.
Yeah, the Dalai Lama. You thought it was like maybe it's a female llama.
Well, when I looked it up, the dessert logo was a llama. So.
I mean, all due respect,
I'm born in New York, so.
I'm more interested in the dessert than who the hell this old man is. So that
Well,
tells
there's
you what I
one in
think.
New York, apparently. The Dalai Lama's in New York. So it's the New York experience. So they're bubble waffles with like ice cream on top.
Bubble waffles.
Yeah, I've never
They
heard
are.
of
That's
that.
what
but
they
it-
are.
Never heard
Sounds
of that, but
amazing.
it sounds good. Yep, sounds good. All right. So as we started with a little basketball, just an update as we watch. We have Anthony Edwards limp off the court, as I see on my iPad here. Not. But we have the as I mentioned and just showed you that clip before, showed the excitement there. Got the Knicks going up 2-0 against Boston. They thought game 1 was a fluke, with the 20-point comeback, and they did it again. Sorry, with a 20-point yes, with the Knicks coming back against them, 20 points. And then they did it again. Hence why I think the Celtics seem so broken. That's why it's going to be hard for them to bounce back from it. As a defending champions, and on their home court. So they have a lot of adjusting to do. But
Can I
just
say
as Jose was
hold on. You're going talking this tough. They almost lost to Detroit.
but they didn't. Almost doesn't work in
Yeah.
basketball.
That's right.
You're
Almost
talking
as
about
horseshoes a
almost-
hand
you're
grenade.
The
telling
Celtics
me-
almost beat the Knicks
You're telling
twice
me
on their home court.
You're telling me.
Twice.
You're telling me.
I
that
showed you the proof
it's
of them
luck.
fucking up on a
It's luck. Come on,
catastrophe
man.
level.
Give
Man,
it a fucking Brown.
Woo!
Not-
Yeah,
This
and
is
he fucked
wild.
up not once, twice.
Listen.
He literally. Okay,
I
fine.
Jose-
Jason Tatum's the
have
first
no
one, but
faith in these
the ball
Knicks.
was supposed to. Jaylen Brown was clearly supposed to make a play both times, even though
I get
Jason
what you're
Tatum,
saying.
the franchise player,
Cool.
might I add, and had plenty of time in those last 12 seconds to make a shot. Bro, double clutches, gets himself in a corner, and an
Can I ask you a
interception.
question? Can I ask you a question? In the freaking NBA season, Knicks Boston. What was the series again?
0, but that doesn't matter anymore,
0.
clearly. It clearly
That's
doesn't
why
matter. It's about the
I'm saying-
playoffs.
So it's possible for Boston to take 4 straight games, is what I'm saying. That's it.
It's
That's all I'm saying.
possible,
I'll take
just
those.
like it's
possible, right?
possible for me to wake up and do a dance. Yes,
Listen,
it's possible,
I guess
but I think they are so broken right now.
It's more
they
like-
clearly are playing god awful that it's
listen,
going to be
I'll
hard to
tell you
bounce
that.
back.
I'm gonna be real honest. It's more. It's
Hey.
you have better odds that Pope Ryan really becomes a pope than Knicks win the
Jose,
series.
I
But
have
we'll
to
go.
say something though, real quick about that.
Go ahead.
You insulted low key a world religion, and that actually got less pushback than you suggesting the Knicks were gonna lose
Oh,
the series,
literally.
which is
trust me,
crazy.
I know this.
That's awesome. Like you talk shit about a world religion, a big one, a big world religion, and got less pushback than when you said the Knicks were gonna lose.
I know.
It's about
It's a
those
religion,
Knicks.
Ryan. The
Want to
Knicks
know
are a
one of the
religion.
most insane facts of all time? The last time the Knicks won the NBA Finals was 1973, May of 1973. One, the Twin Towers weren't complete. They were just about done. We know what happened there. And the Vietnam War was still going on, and the U.S. was at the tail end of their time in Vietnam. It's been 52 damn years. That's why we care about how close this is. Haven't even been in the Eastern Conference Finals since 99. That's why this shit matters. So
Well, you got a Villanova alum at in a hot spot, connected to God directly.
it's literally,
So,
right?
I think Jalen Brunson, Mikhail, what's his name, Bridges, right? And
Yeah.
I forget the third one. I think that
Josh Hart.
Josh Hart, the three of them have got a big connect.
Exactly.
About to get a
But
layup.
yes, Jose,
Angels in the backcourt. That's what
So
we're
let me
gonna
ask you a
to
question.
be fair, it is possible. The job isn't
Okay,
done. I just
Let me
think
ask you a
they're as
question.
confident as possible.
Game 3. Who's a must? What team is must win?
The Knicks have to win this. They have to get as much momentum as possible.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, it's clearly
So
both.
I'm not
I
worried.
mean,
I got
both teams need to win.
Yeah, right. In
Yeah,
the
but who
in the
needs it
best
more?
now, it's a best of 5.
who needs
I would
more?
argue they need it equally because Celtics haven't won yet, and they really
Yeah.
do need to win a game if they want to win the
You
series.
guys, you obviously hear yourself. I'm up 2-0, and I need it just as badly Boston needs
Well,
just to get one.
Sure.
That just tells you where Boston is at. Like, realistically, Boston can come back and take this away.
Boston's going to be at
Right now,
home
the Vegas
watching
odds are
TV.
back. The Vegas are actually picking the Knicks. It's a slight favorite, but like I said, Boston is in shambles literally right now. They're self-destructing in our front of our eyes, and they have to go to a hostile Madison Square Garden crowd. You saw how I reacted here. Imagine 50,000. Sorry, imagine 18,000 me.
Oh God.
Sorry.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So-
but
The Catholics better watch out.
y'all make it like Knicks never lost in the Garden before. Jesus Christ, they're
have lost in
notorious
the
to
They
lose.
did. They lost to Detroit in the last playoff game there, in
So
Game 5.
I
So
am not worried.
all right, you don't have to, but
Anyway,
I'm seeing-
congratulations
the
to
Knicks
Pope
shouldn't
Leo.
need. The
Yeah,
Knicks need.
congratulations to
The
Pope
Knicks.
Leo.
The Knicks don't need to worry either. But we took a little turn because there
We
was a
did.
point to all of this. Just as Jose is clearly excited about the Celtics, so was Paul Pierce, former Celtic, NBA Hall of Famer, great player, NBA champion, and he was just as confident as Jose was. And let's see what this led to. So here on this FS1 show,
How confident are you? Celtics next tonight.
If the Celtics lose game 2 at home, I promise you, Joe, I'm walking here tomorrow. I'm walking here.
Why you gotta do that?
Wait a minute.
I'm walking here 15 miles. I'm walking here
I don't know. Keith, this is your friend.
in my robe,
Get your friends.
no shoes on,
Somebody save him.
bare feet.
No.
If what?
If the Celtics lose tonight,
Oh my God.
oh, don't do it, Paul. I'm walking.
Paul,
I'm telling you right now.
Take the serious.
look at that 10.5 point favorite.
No, I'm taking this serious.
Not tonight. Not tonight.
No, we ain't
Barefoot.
that. No,
In a
no,
row.
ain't no way. In a row, barefoot.
So you getting up at 5 in the morning?
I'm be up at 3.
Right here, though, Jordan.
Yeah, right here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, walking. Yeah, we gotta. You know what I'm saying? Gotta walk, homie. I guarantee this one. Put the house on this.
So
game.
just like Jose, with his confidence in the Celtics, well, we know what happened. I showed you what happened. The Knicks won by a score of 91-90 in Game 2. So I give credit to Paul Pierce. He stuck to his word, and he did the actual walk, a 20-mile walk, not even 15, an extra 5 miles barefoot. That's a long fucking walk.
You know he did not do that shit barefoot.
We made it, y'all.
I don't think he even did it barefoot, but he did have to do this because there's too many people.
There's
Oh
earlier
my
ones too.
God.
Yeah.
They got a wheelchair for
Yes,
Oh
as
my
we
God.
just saw those white Air Jordans. He
Yeah,
didn't have to do it barefoot, but a 20-mile
What's
walk.
that comment there?
I saw the comment as well.
Yo.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
You know what's
Yeah,
funny about this
not
guy?
safe
I've
for the-
interacted with him a bunch of times. The
Paul
Make the Knicks
Pierce?
Great Again. No, Make Knicks Great Again.
Oh,
Oh, good. I'm glad he has a good.
We've talked a
username,
bunch of
too.
times, in
I
fact.
can't wait to
likes the
hear
Knicks
my
content.
rant.
But anyways, Paul Pierce says that, and then he had to do the walk, as you see in exact one.
He was talking about his sweating. It was hot.
An 8-hour walk through Los Angeles. I don't know what area. Yeah.
Oh, he's up in Encino too. Yeah, no, that's not a great walk actually.
Dude, 20 miles, just a little shy of an actual marathon, more than a half marathon, but bro did it. I give him
That
credit.
outfit too is crazy.
Damn, 20 miles, and has to go to work.
Yeah, it was really funny though. I was watching some of his
How many
updates
hours
as
he
he
said
walked.
he did it?
What?
How many hours it took him?
So it was
It took
8
him
hour
8
walk.
hours. 8
Yeah.
hours.
Crazy.
And I don't think he faked it. There's
Huh.
too many people paying
No,
attention to
20
him.
miles?
He
He had
can't.
20
updates. He had
Yeah.
updates too.
It's not like he could go on the bus.
No, he had
I
updates.
call
He had no choice.
bullshit.
He was like, I saw a video of him sweating walking down the sidewalk.
Yeah, I
at
mean,
like
you can walk
10
a little
a.m.
bit.
being like,
20
it was like 10 a.m. our
8
time.
hours is insane though. Like, what time would he have had to leave to get there?
So, I mean, he said he was waking up at 3 California
Yeah.
time, right? Also, I'm sure he stopped. I can't imagine he walked
Yeah.
hours straight. I'm sure he went, grabbed breakfast someplace. Like, I'm sure he took his time. I'm sure they said, take your time, Paul. The content of you walking to work is going to be, frankly, far more viral than anything you say on the actual set today. And so I'm sure that they were very much okay with him taking his time.
I'm dead. Well, so Jose, What if you wind up like Paul Pierce?
Walking.
Do you want to show? Are you confident enough to make a big bet like that? Do you want to walk to work?
I ain't walking nowhere, and I get two shits when people think I said Boston gonna win. I gotta prove. No, I ain't from Boston. I don't give a shit about them. I'm just saying, Knicks are gonna lose.
All right, we got you on the record, bro. Paul Pierce, the actual NBA Hall of Famer,
I'll
felt
tell
the
you that
same
if I
way.
lose, I'll let Popey over here talk all the shit you want, and I can't all the nonsense, and I'll shut up the rest of it. I can't say one word. I will mute myself.
Ready? If the Knicks win and the
Go
Celtics
ahead.
lose, right?
Yeah.
We have to do a game is game segment where you cannot speak. You have to let me react to every game is game on your behalf. On your behalf, too. I'm going to say me and Jose think, and I'm going to give my take. That's the deal. That's the bet right there. And you can't say anything. Game is game.
You know what? Fuck it. I'll do it. I'll sit there.
Ryan, Jose, do you want to do one for Ryan to be fair?
I'm not that confident. What is this?
I'm not that confident.
I'm confident. I'll do it.
All right.
Listen, if Matt wants to do a thing, go for it. But I'm not that confident. I'm not putting my name to Jose's opinion.
How about this? I was gonna say Allison does a whole show where she hosts, she picks the topics, but she's not involved with the bet. But we could do that one day this summer. That could be Imagine Mine. Allison does everything she wants.
I like that. I like that. Just
I'll show you.
generally,
I'll
not
show
even
you.
for the bet,
Yeah, we could do that in general for the summer. So
that'd be funny.
We'll cross that.
Not funny in like a bad way, but funny in like the topics you pick are going to obviously be very different than the ones that Matt picks.
It's gonna be a whole Taylor Swift
for example,
episode.
Why does everyone say that? Hold up. That is so
we already did.
Why does everyone say that?
Say what?
Because you're Taylor.
Always
You
like,
love Taylor Swift.
You're a Taylor Swift fan.
Dude, talk about Taylor Swift.
First topic.
We did a whole Taylor Swift episode already.
That's right.
I wasn't on it.
No,
Thank God I wasn't.
Yeah.
Thank God I wasn't.
We had it with our friend Claudia.
Yeah. What's up, Claudia? She still listens, by the way.
It means a lot, seriously. I love that she's a fan of the rewatchables. We go over that.
Yes.
They did a Star Wars if you want to check that one out. Okay. Let's move to other things. Okay, we got our bet. If the Knicks win this round, we'll do a game is game where Jose can't chime in. And we'll go from there.
I will agree with everything Ryan says the whole episode.
I swear to you, I have a game is game today. It was not. It wasn't meant to be, but there was just one thing that came up on my regular feed, not searching, that was too good to pass up. So we'll save that for later. But I do want one more quick thing regarding an NBA player this week. The Pacers right now, they're also up 2 games to none against the Cleveland Cavaliers. The thing with the Cavaliers are losing some of their best players. Mobley's out. Mitchell was almost out. He was a game time decision. Mobley is out. There's one more I can't think of the top of my head, but Mobley's a big one. And the Pacers took advantage. They won.
Was it a great
Garland or Darius Garland?
Garland,
yes.
there you go.
Good one. Good job. Good on that one, Jose. Darius Garland. So they are not looking good right now, and they also lost to at home. So Pacers up, going to Indy. They're going to play on Friday today. They're game 3. But we have WWE superstar and NBA All-Star Tyrese Haliburton. But bro got he got a buzzer beater in game 1. A lot of people. He was literally voted by his peers as the most overrated player in the NBA, and I don't agree with that. I think he's properly rated.
Yeah.
But bro had something to say. We've done this before, so please, at least me and Ryan Jose doing it. For Allison or anyone who doesn't know, please let me know what you noticed differently from this Tyrese Haliburton clip.
Tyrese, do you feel like you feed off of that overrated chance that the Cavs fan base was giving you?
Yeah, I mean, sure. Yeah, that one was unexpected. I didn't know we had beef, but yeah, I guess good for them, man. That came out of nowhere, but it's just I think now that label's there, they're all as it's going to be every time we play somebody, every time on the road, he'll probably follow me until the next poll comes out, and then we'll see if I'm number one again. But for me, I just control what I can, man. Yeah, I mean, overrate that.
So Allison,
Did you
besides
say?
that, Allison,
He has really nice teeth.
Oh, okay.
what do you notice differently, Allison?
About what? What am I noticing different?
His voice changed. He has two voices.
He does have two voices.
You notice that?
I didn't notice that.
He did
I
his
thought-
first voice, and then
I was
playing
just staring at-
and then it stuck there. For the
Oh,
rest of the
that
time.
part, yeah. I
Yeah,
think I
but then
was
it stayed there the rest of the time.
Yeah.
he flipped it for the rest of the talk.
And I said we did last year him going viral for this, and this is just he just has this. I've never heard of anybody like that. But yeah, I can show you the exact moment where the voice changes real quick. Sorry, I closed the clip.
He's such a good heel, by the way. Going back to his
Haliburton.
WWE thing, he really is a good heel. I don't know if he's actually interested in WWE, but if he is,
I think he is. You'll see him when he retires.
Yeah.
In like 15 years.
And I that came out of nowhere, but it's just I think now that label's there, they're all as it's going to be every time we play somebody.
See that?
Every time on the road, he'll probably follow me.
Bro changes.
No, I think he just did that to mock with the other person.
right?
No,
But he didn't
always
switch
done
back
this.
though. I'm saying,
he didn't
does
switch
this.
back?
He didn't switch back. He finished the entire. He finished that clip with that voice. It is interesting, like because I thought that too. And last time I listened, I thought that he was just doing like a mocking
trolling?
voice, right?
No,
And
not
he-
really
that's what
that.
I-
And it's
Pat
I mean,
McAfee.
to be clear, he is doing a mocking voice, but like when he does
Yeah.
it, he gets like stuck in it. It's like he shifts down a gear and he ends up stuck in his.
I've seen
his
him
troll
do
voice.
both. I've seen both of these voices.
Conspiracy theory, maybe he's a skinwalker.
A skinwalker. I don't know what that
Could
is.
be. Could be. It's it's similar to the Dalai Lama.
Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to show that moment with Haliburton.
He's
So we'll
also
see
not
then.
overrated. That's crazy that he got voted most overrated.
I think he just rubs people the wrong way.
Oh, he
How old
definitely
is he?
does.
So
yeah.
that's where it comes from.
I mean,
that's their way
I
of saying the
guess-
most disliked players.
Yeah, no, they don't.
dislike
I
superstar.
imagine they don't like him, but he definitely isn't overrated. I think he's properly rated, as you
And
said.
well, that shot helps do it.
yes, it
does it.
does.
Yeah, man. You about to say something else, Jose, before we switch?
Well, if you don't think he's overrated, who would you consider overrated as example?
Who is an overrated
Who's
player
more
in
overrated?
the NBA?
I think he's overrated.
as a star?
I think he's overrated as in the sense that he's in a low market. He's a good player, but in a team that has nobody's in a low market where it makes him look like the star.
He'd
But
be
if he
good
went
in other
somewhere-
markets too.
Well,
I
where
don't.
would he
I
go?
disagree.
Yeah, people are mad when he
disagree.
got
Where would you put
traded
him?
by Sacramento.
What do you mean, where would I put him? I would keep him in the Pacers if I'm the Pacers because they want to win games. But I'm saying that
Yeah,
if he
you want
was
to
in
win
a-
championships, not games. That's what my point
You-
is.
Like if
you
you
do gotta
traded
you gotta
Tyrese-
win games to win championships. They're required.
Yeah, but I mean, you want to go over that hump. It's like,
I-
can you trust in him to go over that hump? He's your
Well,
star
he got a
player.
game-winning buzzer beater, so yeah, he
think they
literally
can,
won him a
yeah.
game.
Dame got a damn bunch of them. It doesn't mean he's still like he's overrated too. Now, definitely Dame is overrated, but I mean,
I mean, I
Dame
would pick. Maybe I'd pick Dame over Haliburton. I don't know.
Dame's overrated now because he's old and he's hurt and
That's kind of
It's
my
like-
thought. Is like I don't know if I would have always.
I
said
think
that,
stuff like this is why people think Halliburton's overrated. Getting caught doing this.
damn, you get no.
I love this part.
That's a lot. Wow.
That stuff like that is why he gets considered.
Hey, he's
overrated.
having fun. No, he's having fun.
He literally looks
Respect.
like it's like why
Respect.
Caleb Williams gets hate,
Yes, respect.
and he happens to look like him too.
Caleb Williams is not
Caleb Williams,
overrated
yeah.
either, by the way.
He's
probably
over-
no,
The
he's
quarterback
not.
for the Bears?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. What I'm saying is, people. It's not necessarily over or underrated. It's just about liking.
No, they don't like
disliking.
him. Yeah, no, I got
Yeah.
that. Yeah, yeah. I'm saying,
So when you show something
like
like
him,
that,
like Haliburton, I think Caleb Williams is probably considered overrated, and he's not. He's actually properly rated, in my opinion. But we'll see.
yeah, we'll see. Let me show you guys a coffee hack. Raise your hand if you like coffee.
Does Frappuccino count?
Yeah,
Sure.
I'll take it.
so we got
Okay,
me,
so we have the
Pope Leo,
whole,
Yeah.
yeah.
and Jose. 3 of us.
Allison, you're not a coffee
Right.
drinker?
No, there's only one drink in the city I love, and it's a tiramisu latte in Chinatown. But
Okay.
otherwise, I don't drink coffee.
Yeah, I'm not a coffee drinker either. But let me show you this hack from this New York guy explaining this coffee hack really quick.
I'm buying your mother coffee. But look, I wanted one too.
Dad, give me ice cream.
I got take the ice. Don't worry about it. Look,
Take the ice.
look, but I want to teach you something. Blah, blah. So what you do is this: you order coffee, no ice, right? You order coffee, no ice, right? I went to $5. So every time you go to $5, you know what happens, right? You pay $5, this cost me $6. Look at this, Baba. Look at this.
That's
What?
Hey, Baba.
What do you do with the rest?
What do you mean, what I do? Baba, look, it's overflowing. Look at that. I got 2 coffees. Baba, your mother's happy. I'm happy. And guess what, Baba? Only cost me $5. God bless you.
God bless America.
Yeah.
See how easy that is? What a hack.
God bless you and God bless America.
What a hack. What an easy hack. Like, how dumb does Starbucks have to feel?
He said, "Don't take the ice. Don't worry about it."
Yeah, I know, right? Him and Raging
sorry.
Italian.
Yeah, that
can
was.
hang out.
He's too calm for Raging Italian.
I was tempted to show another one because I saw one. It was telling my dad to get the monsters under my bed. Maybe we
Oh
have
my
time for that
God.
one. But anyways, focusing on this though. So simple, huh? Don't you think the
Yeah.
person giving the coffee saying, "Oh, wait a second. You want specifically the ice that makes it look like we have
Yeah,
this
I want
stuff, you
one
know?
coffee and 2 ices, please and thank you.
That's the same size as the coffee."
I mean, you know what? Ice is free, right? It's water. You freeze it. That's not. I mean, it's not free.
But
You
have
to-
that specific, the Starbucks ice look.
Sure, but I'm just saying in general, it's like, why do they care if you get a bunch of ice and order coffee? Like, the only thing that costs them a lot of money is the coffee, right? So you're paying them for the coffee. They don't care what you do. Like, think about it. Like, think about if they just shared it. Like, I don't know if you've ever just shared a drink, but like, same thing. There can't be like, no, you can't share. You know what I mean? Like, so I feel like, I mean, surely the Starbucks barista saw what was happening, that he was getting 1 coffee and then 3 cups. I think that should be pretty clear that his intention is to, share the coffee. But I don't know if they care,
That probably wouldn't. But this is
I
what
know
you have
I
to do.
wouldn't.
This is what you have to do to get iced coffee, as we've seen. This
I
is
mean,
what you do to get iced coffee.
If you want 2 for $5, this is exactly what you do.
No, what you could exactly do is make your own goddamn coffee at home and call it a day.
Iced coffee is not great
tastes
like
the
at home
same.
though. Iced coffee at home is not great.
I don't even know what iced coffee tastes like.
It's
That's
just
how much I
coffee,
don't
but
like
ice.
Gasoline.
The only last time I had coffee
I will
was
say
like gasoline.
she's saying
Gasoline.
gasoline.
How about this?
Oh, gas tossed like coffee
Petrol.
tastes like gasoline.
I disagree. But also, I actually do have a cold brew maker, like an at-home cold brew maker, which saves me a lot of money. But that's different because it's like a special way you make the coffee. Whereas iced coffee is kind of just like coffee over ice. I don't know. It just doesn't taste the same when you make it at home.
Word. Okay. Listen, guys. The Pittsburgh Pirates, who just fired their manager yesterday at a 12-26 start. We have a trilogy now of what can go wrong in PNC
God.
Park. Number 1, we had the Sir Size Up ad get replaced by the tribute to Roberto Clemente.
Clemente, yeah.
Number 2, the sequel, we had that fan fall 21 feet from the center field bleachers onto the field. Update, he's awake, but he said he broke everything, but he's at least awake, so that's progress somewhere. But he said he did break everything. He's in immense pain. Definitely thoughts and prayers there, but better than the other case scenario. Yes. Well, guess what? Not even a week goes by, we have our third viral moment of something going wrong at PNC Park in Pittsburgh. And I'm talking about what this altercation you're about to see between
I have seen this one.
This punk ass fan and the security guard who had enough. It's right away. Oh. He got a belt.
He got his belt.
He said, I'm going to call security. That is security. Call security. He is security.
Clearly, security is securing.
Bro had enough.
He took his belt off, started whipping him.
Dude.
Like a child.
He deserved
whipping him like an 50s child.
I can't really hear what he actually said, but I'm going to take the security guard side.
Well, yeah, I mean, I suppose it's possible security guard just started swinging for no reason. My guess is that the security guard asked him to do something. The guy got mouthy, and the security guard had enough. Now, probably not supposed to do that as a security guard. You're probably supposed to handle it differently. I won't pretend that that's not true, right? So I won't explicitly take the guard's side. I will simply say that I doubt the guard started it, but I did watch the guard finish it.
Right. Absolutely right on that one, Ryan. All right.
I have a totally different take on it.
Let's hear
the security guard is one weak ass motherfucker.
Ooh.
Why is that?
Like he had a clean shot and he couldn't do shit. And then he kept fucking him up, and still this nigga was still up. And then he needs a belt and still couldn't get the job done.
I don't know if he needed the belt. I think he wanted the belt.
He wanted
the belt felt like a want, not a need.
He still couldn't get the job done. White boy was still there ready to take them licks.
Maybe he was just strong. We ever consider that? Why does it gotta be one guy's weak? Maybe they're both strong. Like Superman and Bizarro or something.
Homie,
Spider-Man and Venom.
The white guy was holding his book bag. Ready. You could after 2 or 3 hits. He
understood that they were fighting.
Security guard sucks. Thank God he got fired, and they're gonna get the whole better.
I assume he did get. I do assume he got fired.
He definitely got fired.
yeah, I will say that there's probably very little chance he's not fired, unless he points out that he didn't replace Roberto Clemente's number with the Surfside logo.
Yeah.
If he brings that up, everyone might just call for a mulligan and move on. But I mean, I don't know. Whatever the fan did to elicit that reaction, I hope he at least understands to not do that again. That's my only problem with the idea that, because like reality, security guard definitely got fired.
But what possibly could he have done?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
Thing.
But like,
I think
but he did. He must have done something, right?
What?
Like surely, unless
that
that guard just had the worst day ever.
That looks like he probably
kind of looks a little there.
He looks sus. The security looks sus, and plus, if it wasn't like don't go in this one area, I get it, me coming at it, but it was a public area. Like everybody was all over the place. It wasn't like I'm trying to.
Well, he may have already removed him from a different space. We don't. That's what I'm saying. We don't know what happened before. Like we just don't. We don't know if like maybe that guy took someone's seat. They called
I
security.
know what it
Security
is.
said you got to get out. They got out, but the
Yeah,
dude
but
was yelling at security the whole time, like, "Dude, why did you tell me to leave?" Right? And finally, he got enough. He hit him.
that doesn't wow. Because usually when you take someone's seat, homeboy comes in, everybody moves. Matt does it all the time when we go to games.
No, I know. Yeah, a
So
lot of people
it's
do
like,
that.
Yep.
but my point is, it just looked like he was having a bad day. It looked like his coworker took his slot of selling beers, and now he got stuck selling popcorns. And nobody want fucking popcorn at the.
Well, he was security, so he wasn't selling anything.
Well, how we know he's security?
I don't know.
Exactly.
Yep.
He dressed like security. What do you mean?
I guess sure he could have just
He could have been anything.
impersonated.
He just dressed like security for fun.
He could have. I mean, could have dressed as security fun. He could have just maybe he's just a guy. He's a renter. Maybe just being security because they ran out of other security guards.
That would still make him security, by the way. Even if they're just renting him, he's still security.
Honestly, they didn't. Well, they didn't look like they didn't do enough of a background check on him.
Well, yeah. If this was a
nut job.
recent hire, then I would agree that there may have just been a
You know
lack
what?
of res. They didn't call all three references. You know what I mean?
I don't know if you ever been to Pittsburgh. I don't know if you guys ever been to that Pittsburgh stadium. It's
have not.
probably the one,
I love
probably
it.
the most beautiful stadium I've ever been to.
I agree.
Really?
That is.
I've
It's
never been.
I'm
stunning.
a diehard Yankees fan, so it hates for me to say that. That Pittsburgh got the best looking fucking stadium, and they get and it's just shit fucking people over there.
That owner doesn't give a shit.
In DC,
Fucking-
everyone hangs out at a bunch of storage containers. So I take your word for it. DC is not the most beautiful stadium. I can tell you that.
You got fucking shitty fans.
I've been to there,
jumping
too.
all over the place. You
I
got
love
fucking
I love
murders.
I love the Nets like setup. It's awesome setup personally, logistic wise, and I love those storage containers. I got a huge stage with a live band every game, cheap beer, and it's great. We went to we watched several games just from there. We didn't even go in. We just watched it there.
You didn't
So-
buy a ticket, did you?
No, we didn't buy a ticket.
Okay,
Yeah, we
cool.
just
I was about
literally
to say, I hope
decided,
you didn't buy
you
a
know what?
ticket.
No, let's just go hang
Yeah.
out at the bar outside. At it's called the Dugout, but it's just a bunch of storage containers. But
That's
that being
hilarious.
said, it's a bunch of storage containers just stacked on top of each other. So we're not the most most beautiful, I would say, here in DC.
I see. Oh well. So I have to share this wrestling content very, very quickly because we got a meme that will last forever. Okay, Paul Heyman crashing out to Jey Uso on Monday Night Raw. For those who are interested, go check that out on Netflix. But we got this that can be used in any context now. The great Paul Heyman. This specifically is my mom. Instead of admitting she's wrong, you can say that about any of your partners. You can say that about any of your friends. This show can use this meme, but I love this.
I'm always at fault. I'm the betrayer. I'm the double crosser. I'm always the freaking scumbag in the situation. Not this time. I'm in the right. And you blame me. Screw you.
Love it.
So
Matt talking to Jose about the Celtics.
I'm in the right. I say that though on camera, on the show, and not on the show. I say that. If anybody can take that, can take my word for that.
Right.
Guys, I also have. Now we have. I would love to hear this debate. It's a gym debate that was brought up by a guy named Mr. Woods 7. He's talking about something with the gym, and I was dying laughing from it because I think some of what he said is true. And all of us try to keep ourselves healthy. So why don't we see if this guy is spitting facts or if we disagree with it? This is a gym rant.
Name Mr. Wood. Wow.
Okay, and if you want to read the caption is, "Today I learned that being able to dress a half step away from nudity is a social issue for some people." With the caption saying, "We are living at the end of times." Let us hear what he means by that. The delivery on this, I'm 2 million likes. This has 16 million views 2 million likes alone. I even bookmarked it, as you can see. Here we go.
Like, we really in a fucking day and age. We're telling bitches, can you please stop coming to the
Sorry for the
gym
word.
ass fucking naked? Starts a public fucking discourse, a public fucking uproar. Like, all we want to do is come to the fucking gym and work out, but no. The leg press machine gotta look like a fucking casting couch because bitches is literally at the gym in lingerie. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? Then a bitch will look you in your eyes and tell you it's not bothering anybody. I'm uncomfortable. What the fuck, bitch? Are we at Myrtle Beach or LA fucking Fitness? Help me understand. Help me understand why you feel the need to come outside damn near naked.
Fucking feel like he hangs
What
out with
is it
Ryan.
about? Why are you fighting so hard
Why would you say
to
that?
literally just go in
I feel
public
like this is the
service ass
argument you
naked?
would say.
Like,
I haven't agreed with
essentially
anything
what the fuck
you
you
said yet.
fighting for. Like,
I
why are
feel
you
like
fighting to
you
come
want
out?
them fully clothed.
I said I haven't agreed with anything
Can we
he said.
can we hear
yet.
the rest of his
Yeah.
verse?
Go ahead.
Outside, damn near naked. What is it about? Why are you fighting so hard to literally just go in public service ass naked? Like, that's essentially what the fuck you fighting for. Like, this is, if that is important to you as a person, you are one privileged piece of shit. Because who the fuck, out of all the bills, death, institutionalized systematic racism and shit, imperialism, and you want to put your fucking time and emotions to fighting for bitches to be able to come to any public event ass fucking naked. Bitch, shorts so fucking tight up her ass, she got to fart for them bitches to come off. Now get the fuck out my face.
All right, I'll apologize on behalf of him for the B word being used, but how do we feel about that, though?
I think he's totally wrong.
Why does it matter what I as a woman wear to the gym if it's for me and not other people?
Okay. Jose, you're not saying now.
Oh, I think he's wrong. I'm agreeing with Ryan for the first time today.
Well, it's because you're finally right today.
I think it's a case-by-case system.
Doesn't matter.
Some people listen. I'm not going to the gym to check people out, but
done.
coincidentally, when
are.
you're just trying to walk in and someone's in your way, and there are some people who do dress pretty provocatively for the gym.
Yeah, but that's not a bad thing.
But they're not dressing.
But you're right.
A woman does not wake up in the morning and wants to go to the gym and says, wow, what is the most provocative thing I can put on to try to get a man's attention? Or what's like the most smallest like shorts I could wear? Like, we don't wake up and think that. Like, we genuinely just wake up, throw whatever we feel comfortable.
Put on what's comfortable and then go to the gym. Like a guy does,
like,
yeah.
I mean, I've worn some provocative, like things I guess that would be considered provocative to the gym, but I don't wear it for like anybody but myself.
Right, you just put on workout clothes and then go to the gym.
And
But I would say honestly, going further than all that, it's like he ended that little spiel there with this whole like with all the bills and he said the imperialism, right? So all these things, and he's like, how you want to fight for women to dress like that? How, with all the bills and the imperialism and the systemic and institutionalism, have you made a video ranting about what strangers wear to the gym? We don't got enough to worry about to not worry. Like, me personally, I have enough shit in my own life that I don't need to care what the person next to me is dressed like. And that goes in all circumstances. That's when I go to play pickleball. I don't care about what you wear there. I don't care about what you wear when I go to work. I don't care what you wear when I go to church. I don't care what you wear. Because I got enough of my own stuff to deal with that doesn't involve worrying about what the person next to me has decided to wear.
But what if they feel uncomfortable about that too, to play devil's advocate? You just say, fuck your feelings?
If they feel uncomfortable or if I feel uncomfortable?
I'm wearing.
No, if somebody feels uncomfortable, if you're just to play devil's advocate, you're running in the gym and there are people with the clothes that are getting them uncomfortable.
So you're saying if one person has an outfit on that's making another person uncomfortable,
Yeah.
What I would truly
and
what
it
I would
seems
say,
like that is what the guy's saying. Just
sure.
Do you ever
adding to
think
that.
maybe people feel uncomfortable just by other people at the gym?
Well, I mean
That
there's that
could,
too.
but that's a whole,
But,
you open up Pandora's box with that one.
well, I would say that in general, that's the answer. You open up Pandora's box.
That'd make me uncomfortable at the
Right.
gym.
Yeah, you see a big burly guy at the gym and you're a smaller woman, you're worried that the guy might do something bad, now you're uncomfortable, that guy can't work out there. I would say to me, and this is a life thing, this is not just a gym thing. Sometimes you're going to be uncomfortable. Life isn't always comfortable. It's not. The gym's not always.
Also, to add to that, what is okay and not okay? Just like.
What do you mean? What is okay?
Because there are. Just to be fair, there are people who have. You could say guys and girls. There are people that are like right there, like whether it's a guy with a Speedo working out and you can see the bulge, or a girl with like clothing that is very provocative.
So, listen,
is that fair or what?
So we have.
And I'm saying this not for
No,
I think it's for both because I've seen it both ways.
So I'm thinking we have first level, right? There are just blanket statement decency laws. You can't be naked, like actually naked. You can't be actually exposing yourself to people. So if what you're wearing is physically exposing you in some way and barely cover, like is not clothes, it's really, then sure, that's a separate issue. And at that point, you'd be like, listen, dude, you gotta hide the junk, or you gotta hide up top. If
They wouldn't let you in the gym anyway.
Right. And then number two, second layer, most places in general, right? Like most gyms or restaurants even, like they've got some sort of dress code. And if they don't, then they don't. So if you go to a place and you're not breaking any public decency laws and you're following whatever their posted dress code is, or if they don't have one, then obviously you don't have to. But if you're not breaking the dress code of the place that you're in, you're not doing anything publicly indecent according to the rule of law, then what you're wearing is fine. And if it makes someone uncomfortable, in terms of, again, not you being creepy. I want to make that clear. If you're a guy in a Speedo who keeps like getting closer and closer to a woman who's lifting, trying to put your Speedo in eyesight of a person who's lying down lifting weights, you're being creepy, but it has nothing to do with your Speedo.
What if it was the other way around? A girl's trying to get attention of a guy, and
sure. So if a girl is wearing,
literal booty shorts,
right? They say bootylicious on the back, right? And a guy is trying to lift, and the girl keeps backing up into the guy as he's trying to lift. You are now. This nothing to do with your booty shorts. You're kind of like.
So you're saying it's all about the action of it.
Yes,
it's all the action.
It is different because it's action. It's not happening. That's what I'm saying. Like it's an action. Action. If someone is doing something that makes you uncomfortable, that is different than somebody dressing in a way that makes you uncomfortable. And that's what I'm trying to say. It's like because you get to the point like, oh, so it doesn't matter my comfort. No, your comfort matters if it's genuinely like this person is doing something that's actually making me uncomfortable and scared. Or whatever. But if you just see somebody who's dressed in a way that makes you uncomfortable, and they're not talking to you, and they're not looking at you, and they're not doing anything to you, they're just in the same space as you, and you think their outfit is making you uncomfortable, then I'm sorry, that is a you problem, and it is not a problem anyone else should fix.
So you encourage the booty shorts and the guy with the Speedo.
I encourage people to wear whatever they want to wear to the gym.
So if that makes them comfortable, you encourage it. Speedo or the G string or the G string.
I would encourage if you're comfortable and you're that confident in pulling that off. Because there's some girls out there that, let's admit, don't have the body for some of them booty shorts or whatever.
It doesn't matter.
Finish my statement.
And this is where this guy is. This is where we're hearing all this.
My point is, it doesn't matter as long as you feel confident that you can pull it off, and it doesn't matter. You don't care what other people think. That's all that matters. At the end of the day, it's a discretion of the place. You should know the difference if you're at a Planet Fitness or LA Fitness. Planet Fitness, you're not gonna have that. Not a lot of that. You're gonna have older people, bigger people that are new. Like that's what caters to. So you expect that. And LA Fitness, you expect a totally different vibe. So you should, at the end of the day, understand what gym you're signing
will
up.
have different rules when you go as
Gym,
well.
correct. You know, the minute you sign up to the gym, you know the difference between
And
the
then, but
Planet
also
Fitness.
they'll tell you their actual
Correct.
rules as well.
Right.
So it's like again, Planet Fitness has that whole lunk thing, right? Like
So,
basically, if
it
you're
just-
too
it-
good
it's-
at the gym, if you look too good at the gym, they can
No,
kick
lunk
you out,
lunk
right?
alarm is for noise. That's for
Listen,
noise.
Well, whatever, yeah, but
It's
you
not
know what I
about
mean.
trust. They're not gonna put they're not putting the lunk alarm for the G string or
Listen,
bulge.
No, but
Matt-
if you're going
Yes, Jose.
in the corner, you know what I mean?
Matt
Yes,
can
Jose?
tell you that he sees my ass at Planet Fitness, with my half shirt ripped up, arms out bullshit with all these old fucks, and I give 2 fucks.
Right, and it's allowed. It's not a problem.
With my
Do
balls
you want to
hanging
hear
out.
these comments? They all
I
have like
have
hundreds
seen
of thousands.
men's balls hang out at the gym in their short shorts, and
Well, if you
don't
see
anything.
actual genitals, that is officially
Nah,
too
I
far.
mean,
yeah, if you can see
I'm
some
not gonna
ball,
go up
that's-
to them and be like, if it just like slips out, then it's not like they're doing
all
it
right,
on
that's
purpose.
different. That's different too. If it slips out quickly versus
Maybe
it's
don't wear the
resting.
listen,
stuff.
it's realistically, guys. You know why? Like, listen, do you know why guys wear gray pants at the gym?
Yeah, for their
That's basically what they're doing. Nobody has balls hanging out anymore. Everybody's always wearing compression. So ever since the invention of compression shorts, there should be not a goddamn reason why left balls is hanging out their shorts.
Yeah, I
would
think he
agree.
actually had a
no
point.
genitals.
I think it's everything. It's fair. Everybody's fair. This is a big circle, and there's no lead on the right things. Just for the top comment is he's absolutely correct. It's uncomfortable for everyone at 350,000 likes. Then the next one.
It's gonna be.
That's a lot of people to be wrong.
He's.
Oh, I
does have a
disagree. I
point.
think I
I know you
actually
do.
think you're wrong. If they're uncomfortable, they
He
shouldn't feel
does-
uncomfortable. And the point of the gym is to work out, not to get checked out.
But they're
But
not
that's
dressing
that's,
that way to
that's
get
different
checked
now.
out.
That's different now. That's,
And I think
that's,
he's talking about that. And this is for
It's
both
di-
guys and girls.
Well,
But
you're
he
right.
said
I
the
mean,
video was
we should
specifically targeting
speak what it's
girls.
actually on. Like you're saying it's guys and girls, and that's fine that you believe that. This guy's talking about girls. So let's focus on this guy. He's the video that we watched.
Okay, then I'll take the first half of that argument for
Right.
him. As a
And so what I'm saying is
and
that
I'm part
the
of
girls are
350,000. That's right, but we can
That's
You
we
really-
can play
but you-
we can play
however you
tennis on
want,
that.
Bud. And I'm saying
You
that
call him Bud. Call him Bud.
anyway. I call everybody Bud. My point is
You literally
that
don't. But
Oh,
that's your first time there.
He's about to Paul Heyman you.
I bud plenty of people, but this is
Not on this
ridiculous. We're
show.
talking about the Bud instead
A
of what
woman
I'm
would
trying to
never
say.
make a video about a man like this.
Well, I don't know about that.
That's-
either,
that's
by the way.
false too.
You can't
That's
do that.
false
Yeah, I don't
too.
know. I disagree
That's
with
where
that.
I don't
Yeah.
think to this extent about like what
I know.
they're
I
wearing
disagree.
to the
I disagree
gym.
with that. I've seen plenty of women make equally as ridiculous videos about the gym. I think the gym culture is a kind of crazy thing because everybody feels like they're the main character of the gym, and you're not. Most people go to the gym and they don't think about the other people around them. Like they're not going to get checked out.
Main character. When
Yes,
you're at the
yeah,
gym,
main
you're the
character.
main character. At the gym, you're the
How are
main
you the
character.
main character? There's 10 people
I
there. They're all
personally
main
wish-
character.
I have a private gym.
Let me explain to you. Let me explain to you. When I go to the gym, I'm the fucking show. I'm the star of the fucking show. I don't give a fuck about the supporting cast of what around me. It's about me. So I'm focused on me. And when you go focus on something,
Okay,
you're
all right.
focused
No,
on
that's
the-
not what I mean. That's not what I mean. I don't mean main character that way. I mean like people think that everybody is focusing on them. I'm saying. I'm not saying that you're not focusing
no,
on you. Yeah.
No, those are LA Fitness. Those are the edge.
Right. No, that's what I'm saying.
And if you go
No,
to
but I'm
Edge,
serious.
you
Like
got
that's
that.
what I'm referring to. Not that. Yes, obviously at the gym you're focusing on yourself. You're
Right.
there to work out for yourself. I'm saying there's people who walk
Gotcha.
into the gym and feel like everybody is there for them, and I think this
Oh, yeah.
guy has got that. There is clearly a person he saw in provocative clothing, and his first reaction was, "This person is dressing this way to draw my or some other guy like me's attention." And I just strongly doubt that that's why that person dressed that way. Can I say with 100% certainty? No, of course not. I wasn't at the fucking gym. I don't know what they were doing, and I don't know who this person is. I'm just saying that most people are not going to the gym to draw the attention of another person. That's not why they're there. They're there to work out. And what they're wearing when they work out has nothing to do with why they're there. So to me, it's speaking more or less about you. You saw someone in provocative attire and you felt uncomfortable. And I get that, and I feel for somebody who feels uncomfortable, but you're uncomfortable doesn't mean other people have to now change what they're going to do. Like they're allowed to dress how they want to dress and what makes them comfortable. As long as they're not physically bothering you, then you just got to have to ignore it. And again, more people should just ignore it. It is that simple. Just ignore it. Don't stare. If someone's wearing something that you find too provocative, don't look at them. There's 4 other directions you could look at. You don't have to look at somebody that is upsetting you or is dressed provocatively. And if you keep finding yourself looking at them, again, that's a you decision. You could easily turn around, right? You could leave the gym if you wanted to, and I'm not suggesting you should do that. Everybody has a right to go to the gym, but they also have a right to go to the gym.
So if you feel uncomfortable, get the hell out of the gym.
Not what
That's
I said.
Ryan's post.
Not what I said.
That's what I'm getting out of that.
Well,
you tell him to ignore him. You got to
out of what I said.
You're telling him to ignore him.
Yes.
Yeah, you should ignore
Maybe there's
them.
too much. I don't
Stay
know.
at the gym and stay at the gym. Like Jose said, focus on yourself. Focus on your own fitness, your own reps.
Focus on you.
Yeah, focus on you. Jose said exactly right.
You have your own fitness goals.
Mind your own. Yeah, you've got your own stuff to work on. You don't have to worry about what other people are looking like or how they're doing their workouts or whatever. I don't see that as a problem at all. Like if it's something, if you
what if it's hard to ignore? Like mental health issues are hard to ignore for some people.
What mental health issue makes you look at a woman in a?
I didn't say that. I'm saying it's the idea of ignoring. Like, yeah, of course.
I'm saying ignore.
Most people can't ignore things, and that's on them too. But I'm just saying.
I get what you're saying.
That's still the uncomfortable. It's still an uncomfortable environment like that.
If they can't ignore it, then right.
But
okay,
Jose.
Again, the problem we're having is there's multiple different gyms meant for multiple different people. There's other activities. There's private.
So
I don't agree with
personal
that
trainer. You can do classes.
No, I do get that, but I feel like it's hard to be like, oh, you want to dress like this? Go to LA Fitness. You want to dress like this? Go to the like. There's not enough.
That's not what I meant.
Yeah.
I meant for the person that is not feeling it, that's uncomfortable. They also have the option to get out
to go
and
to a
move
different
to another
place.
gym.
Yeah, which is what I said.
Right.
But I'm saying for fairness, because when I said that, when I alluded to that, it sparked something. You don't have to leave. Everyone can stay at the gym that they prefer and just focus on themselves. You never have to leave the gym. Like no one should ever. That's the best way to say it. No one who's at the gym should ever feel like they have to leave the gym. That's the right way to do the gym. But that does cut both ways. That means the person who's working out, who sees something they think is provocative, they should not feel like they have to leave the gym. But the person who's wearing those shorts and is trying to get their workout done should also not feel like they have to leave the gym. So if you're one of those people and you cannot coexist, you physically can't coexist, then the person who's got the bigger problem should, in my opinion, say, all right, listen, we're not going to agree on this. I find this highly inappropriate, and you find me saying that to you highly inappropriate. One of us has to leave, and it might be you as the person who finds it inappropriate. No, I'm not saying. I'm not saying to actually. Hold on. I'm not saying to actually say any of this. This is a mental thing. Yeah,
but you
I'm
also
saying like
think mentally. Also, the thing about people that go to the gym are a creature of habit, right?
Wait, well,
so so here's my thing. So it's not just about leaving the gym. You can go at a different time. If that bothers you, you know this bitch comes from usually 2 hours.
Right, yeah.
This chick coming 2 to 4, right?
You come later. You have to do.
I can go at 12 to 2. I can go 4 to 6. I can change my time, or I can even change my day. There's ways of going around it instead of bitching.
I agree.
If you're like
I agree.
There's plenty of ways.
And like I said, I think the best way to describe it is everyone, from the guy who doesn't like the booty shorts to the person who wore the booty shorts, both should feel comfortable to go to the gym and work on their health in the way that makes sense for them. And I don't believe that anyone has the right to tell anybody else what that looks like. Be it how they dress, or the reps that they do, or the machines that they use, all of it. It's not just about clothes, but yeah, everyone should be able to go after their own health, or better their own health the way that they find reasonable and comfortable. And if there's a discrepancy, if two people have a discrepancy, then it has to be solved. But it does have to be solved, right? You don't want to feel uncomfortable, but that might require you, the person who's feeling a certain way, to either change your schedule or change your routine, or, like I said, try not to pay attention to something that doesn't concern you and shouldn't have any effect on your workout. I would start there, and if you really can't accomplish it that way, if you just cannot stop paying attention to the way this person is dressed every time you see them at the gym, sure, but I'm saying if you don't want to go to therapy, I'm not gonna diagnose people. I'm not a doctor. But I'm saying if you really can't not focus on that person for whatever reason, then it's incumbent upon you to say, okay, this is impacting my workout. I can't focus on what I'm trying to do because I'm focused on them. I'm going to have to go at a different time, go on a different day. Maybe I have to try a different gym, whatever. I would say that that's the way I would do it, is try and just ignore it and focus on you because that's what you're supposed to be doing at the gym anyway. And then if you really can't, then you got to think, all right, what can I do to just avoid the situation so I'm not uncomfortable anymore? But the thing you shouldn't do is make a video yelling about how people are dressed at your gym. Yes, how exactly. You shouldn't be ranting about how bitches be dressing in your car. And that to me is the only wrong answer, which is the one that he chose, which is why I don't agree with it.
All right, everybody said their piece. Do what you got to do to stay healthy. All right, the one game is game moment I think is what?
I said, ladies, wear them booty shorts.
Yes, whatever. Do whatever you want.
With the bootylicious on the booty. Do it.
Do whatever you want. So we have Game is Game explains why if you get unhappy in your relationship, you should cheat, but not leave.
And I wish
I hate this, man.
I wish Jose had the
really
I wish Jose had the quiet for this one, man.
No, right?
I wish
This
Jose
is
had
exactly
quiet for
why
this
when I
one.
saw this at 2 a.m, whenever I was scrolling, that this is the exact reaction I'd get.
Do if I don't know. Wait, what do I do if I don't know if I should leave my girlfriend of 2.5 years? I just don't feel the same recently, and I don't know if it's worth sticking through it. Give me your wisdom, please. It all depends on what the problem is. Sometimes, bro, you gotta look at it this way. If your bitch got 8 out of 10 qualities that you looking for, it's best to cheat than to leave her. Alright? Only time I feel like you should leave a bitch is if she got like 6 out of 10 or less qualities that you want out of a bitch. If she got something like 8 out of 10, like let's just say she boring or some shit, just go find you an adventurous. Go goddamn drive bumper cars with, go mountain climbing, all this bullshit with.
Go bumper cars.
If she just don't, just go out and get some more pussy. If she just can't cook, you know, you can find something to do with that too. But if she like boring, don't want to fuck, can't cook, and she getting fat, go ahead and get out of it right now before you become a little bit more attached than what you already are. I suggest you go ahead and leave.
Oh.
How about that? How do we feel about this?
I would love to see the Game is Game scale, the 10-point scale that Game is Game uses. Genuinely, I'm not even being an ass. I actually would love to see what the 10 points to like a partner are for him, and like checking them off to see what you got. Obviously cheating is bad.
I know what it is. I know what it is.
You've got all 10, you think?
And pretty much, I wouldn't give point rate system. I think good job, career. Can you see someone in the future? Boringness. Can they cook? Same qualities, like things like that. You put in a point system. So I understand what he going through, like what he's saying about a girl. So if there's a girl 8.0 and it's just that missing quality, you're just going through a rough patch. You just cheat. You get it in real quick. Kind of refresh yourself and keep it moving.
So let me ask a question, actually, and this might be a dumb question, and I hate
After
that I'm
what
even.
we just watched, Ryan, nothing's fun.
So we got all these different qualities, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he even mentioned that it's possible that the intimacy is good, right? It's just boring or doesn't cook very well or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you make that work? You like the physical stuff that you have with your significant other.
But that's why the 9-edit test why it comes in when you do your.
But he was saying to cheat, and I'm saying how are you gonna go on a hike and do bumper cars and all these public adventurous things with someone that's not your girl? People will see that.
Literally.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, and I don't agree with cheating ever. But I'm saying, if you're genuinely your problem is this person is, perfect for me, we're deeply in love, but our intimate life is just not it.
He didn't say about deeply in love.
Whatever. I care for this person. Whatever. You
Even
get the
cheated.
idea.
You're not. You see, again,
He
you're
did
not.
say that. He did say that. He said, "Remember, get out before you catch any more feelings." He very much admitted the feelings,
correct.
but whatever.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. My point
You-
is, if you really like a person and you match well in a lot of different ways, and the only thing that's not working is the intimate stuff, then while I don't condone it, there is perhaps some logic to the idea of if you can't get something at home, then you go rent it from someplace else. Like, I understand that logic. I do not agree with it, but if you follow A plus B to C, you can see where it came from. I'm saying, how are you going to just go on dates with somebody? You can't.
Oh, Ryan.
No, you can't.
Ryan.
How are you going to just go to someone's house for food after freaking work every Monday through Friday? Like, you can't.
Ryan.
No, you
Ryan.
can't. If you no, listen, let me finish. If you do that, you ultimately end up needing to sleep with them. Ultimately, you need to sleep with them for any of these
But then
situations.
that just tells you to bounce, doesn't it? He just said that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So there really is no version of this that isn't just leave.
I'm
See?
breaking it.
Look at how we did that. We all got full circle. You should just leave. You shouldn't have to cheat. If you cheat once, it means that you don't want to be there.
Ryan, again, Mr. Popey.
You
That's not how it
said
works.
this, not me. This was you made this decision.
Ryan,
I'm just following the logic.
literally, Ryan, there's two ways. Here's the thing you're not understanding.
Sure.
As a guy, I see I'm with this girl for 2.5 years.
Yes.
Obviously, we're having a disconnect issue, right?
Right. Yes, I got that.
Okay. Then it gives you the point scale. If it's 8 out of 10, it might be something like there's something small.
Sure. There's no points.
You need to figure. You need to figure it out. Now you can by you being with another girl cheat. You can figure out what you're missing on that one. 2, 6 out of 10. That's what he said. If it's 6 out of 10, if it's that big of a fucking difference, and you're with another girl, you just bounce. You care for her, blah blah blah. You obviously you're messing with another girl. You don't want to fully leave because there's obviously some connection you have with that person, so you're not fully leaving. That's why he stated you might as well just
I hear you.
bounce.
And what I'm saying, and then, now that Matt's back, I want to ask Allison and Matt. I'm going to say what I said previously, but
I can't believe what I'm hearing. So just continue.
What do you mean you can't believe what you're hearing?
I just continue.
Okay. I didn't hear anything.
So I said, I disagree with cheating. I think that that's probably pretty clear.
Oh, I'm on your side with this one.
Now,
But
game
you
is game.
understand.
No, I don't understand.
No, what did you say after that, though?
I said, if we're talking about this point system that does not exist, but if we're talking about this point system, right? And you're in a relationship where the only thing that you don't like, right, is the physical intimacy. Everything else is perfect.
It's not about. He didn't say that's the only thing. That's why he mentioned both
no. I'm
bumper
saying,
carts and shit like that.
Hold on. I didn't. We're not done yet, Jose.
You're
I'm
going
saying
into
if that's the only thing, then I do not condone cheating. But I can follow A plus B equals C. I could see how in some guy's mind, they could say, I love everything about this one person, like everything about this one person. If I say love, Jose loses his mind. I like everything about this one person. I don't like our intimate life, so I'm going to stray from that for the intimate stuff.
So
that's wrong, and there's nothing about that that's right, but I'm saying I can follow the however flawed logic of that guy.
I got you.
Saying
But
A plus B equals C. Now, if the thing I don't like is no. If the thing I don't like,
I just need one question answered.
Sure.
You're in the intimacy part. I got that.
Yeah.
Now, what if it wasn't intimacy? What if it was just she's boring as fuck?
That's what we're about to say.
Would you still consider me cheating if I decided to go on a bumper cars with another girl?
If you were just hanging out with a friend and doing bumper cars, that's not cheating.
Oh,
seriously,
God bless you, Ryan.
if you're just going on a hike with friends, that's not cheating.
No,
how is that cheating?
I'm confused.
Oh, you're fucked. You're gone. Now you lost. See, this is where you lose.
I'm confused.
I'm gonna explain it to you.
I lost that bumper cars.
Ryan. Okay, in the intimacy part, it's cheat. If I was just in intimacy,
cheating.
let's
Correct.
say
I'm glad we
8 out of
got
10
that
is
locked
cheating.
in.
Cool, done, bong. If I'm with, let's say I'm with Allison, and Allison, me and her, everything is great. Intimacy is great, whatever. Communication is great, but she's fucking boring. And I decide to go bumper cars with someone else. someone else,
Mm-hmm.
it's still cheating because my intent is to be with this other girl and have fun with this other girl. I'm actually sharing an intimate moment with this girl, bumper carring on purpose because I bored as fuck with Allison. It's cheating no matter what you're doing.
No.
Fucking being with another woman, because I'm not going to tell Allison, hey, this chick, let's say
Why
Amanda.
not though?
Why would I?
I'm
Do
hanging
you
out with
think?
my friend today.
Do you
What's
think
wrong with
Allison?
that?
But I'm not. She's not my friend.
Are you hanging out with her?
You're
I'm
right. You
hanging out
wouldn't
with her
be
'cause
friends
I'm
with another
interested.
bitch.
That's my point, right?
Sorry.
It's cheating. No matter what you do,
Not cheating.
fucking, if I'm going, because my intent is not to be friends. My intent is to be with this girl because to have fun with. I'm sharing an emotional connection with this
Well,
person.
all right. When you hang
That
out
I
with
don't
Matt,
want to
hold
share.
on. When you hang
That's
out with
it.
Matt, when you do
There-
bumper cars with Matt,
yeah.
what is your intent if it's not to
You're
hang
right.
out and have fun?
You're right. But there's no there's no openness
But-
to any romantic
But
connection. With
there
this other girl,
is with
I
this
am.
other girl, and that's the
Correct.
point that I was
It's
making.
cheating.
That right, and that's the point that I was making. I was
So
literally making
no,
that point when you
no,
interrupted me.
but at
So
no point
my
am
point
I
is,
gonna.
he mentions these other things, right? She can't cook. We'll use that one as an example. She can't cook.
Go eat fast food, my guy.
Well, besides that, so you're with the girl and you like everything about her, but she can't cook,
Yeah,
and you want a girl who can cook. So now you have decided you're going to go to some other girl's house that you like
I
and
love this.
get food, right?
With
Like,
her,
with who?
with the other girl.
Right, with the other girl, right? Well, that's
So
what
how-
Game
how-
Game is saying. That's what Game is
You
saying.
are the most funniest dude. If your wife can't cook for shit, I would love to see you tell your wife, nah, you know what? I'm gonna go
No,
over with her. Allison,
no.
I'll see if
Let me
she cooks
finish.
good.
Let me finish. Let me finish. It's very similar to what you just said. When you go there, being able to cook is a very important thing, right? To you. That's why you've gone there. So you've gone there. You've had this meal. You're sharing this quote unquote intimacy. You're gonna end up wanting to do physical stuff with them. There is no way around it. If there's even one thing you don't like and you try and seek it elsewhere, you
Yes,
are
it's called
cheating.
Yes.
You are cheating. And
That's
so the
what Game's
reality
been
means,
saying.
and so no, that's not what he's saying. He's saying just go ahead and cheat. I'm saying you know that even if it's just one thing wrong, you're going to have four things wrong, right? If you've decided this person's boring, now you're hanging out with somebody else, but now you're spending too much time in public with this other person. Now you're texting this person. Your communication is gone with
Right.
your partner. And then finally you get one night, you decide to
You're
go
bringing
all the
everything I
way.
said. Everything you're saying.
Yeah, but you said it. You said everything I'm saying, but then your end was so that's why cheating is right. And I'm saying no. The point is,
But that's what you're
if
doing.
you have any problems, if you have any problem that's
Okay.
serious enough that you would leave the relationship for it, you should openly confront it and
That's why
then
you
let
have
the
the
chips
scale system.
fall. You don't need point system. Openly confront it. Let the chips fall where they may. If someone says, "Well, this is who I am," and I can't change it, then you have the decision to say,
This is
"Okay,
why
I respect
God
that,"
bless you, Ryan.
or to say, "Well, I need something different," and then you part ways amicably, and you're free to pursue someone who is more interesting or better cook or whatever.
You know
That's
what?
all I'm saying is it's all no matter
You're right.
what one thing it is, it's gonna end up being four things if you try and get it from outside of the relationship. And like I said, my point was frankly the easiest thing to keep at just one thing would be if it was an intimacy problem. But anything of these other things, if there's a disconnect in any of those spots, there's no way to get around those. You have to talk about those. And you have to talk about these individually too, by the way, guys who are listening. Talk about all of them. Do this for all 10 of these imaginary points.
Everybody
I'm
that
just
listens
saying.
to Ryan right now knows why I call him Popey. Because goddamn, it's so black and white. There's
not
gray
black
in
and
this,
white.
right?
Who said it was black and
There's
white?
gray. Here's the problem with your theory. And this is the point system that he said. I'm telling you again. If my bitch is 8 out of 10, there's something disconnect, I'm gonna chill with another girl. Why? To figure it out what's staying, or is just that one
Just
thing
figure it out with
move
your
on.
actual partner,
I'm
guys.
leaving. See? But no.
Yeah,
Why am I-
yes.
It's
What do you
called
mean
me
no?
being,
Yes.
It's called me being selfish. I'm
Well,
gonna
then
be
don't do
selfish.
that. Selfish is bad.
That's
Don't
what
do
part of
selfish.
Show. That's part of cheating, my nigga. You're
Look
doing
at Pope Leo. Look at him waving at you. He says, "Don't be selfish."
When you're in a partner, you care about that person's feelings, person's need. I'm not. I care about my needs.
Oh
what
my
it
God.
wants.
So
Fuck
basically,
the other person.
what you're saying is
That's
be
my point.
selfish, which is fine, but that's not a good. That's not a good lesson. We're not
What do
teaching
you do
people.
when
Oh, be
what do
selfish.
you do when you're selfish? You cheat because you only care
Right?
about your own
No,
needs.
we agree on that, but I'm saying it's bad. The only difference is
This is
you're
why.
promoting it.
This is why I told you exactly the point system. He's right. This is
There
what
a
guys.
point system?
But
This
the
is crazy. There's
the
no
point
point
is
system.
what literally the point.
There's no
There's
point
no
system.
little. Obviously, there's no little. In guys' heads, he is speaking the truth. In guys' heads,
I'm a guy.
Why?
Why that gets discounted in all these conversations? By
You
the way,
are Pope. You're
I'm not a Pope.
Right, my dude. Let me ask you. Oh, right, Matt. Let me. Oh, I don't want to put you on black. You were in a situation, Ryan. I mean, Matt. You were in a relationship. Yes or no?
Yes, recently.
Recently, you were talking to someone else that you were interested in effing. Yes or no?
Like in the time of I was in a relationship with her.
Matt, do not put yourself.
Or no, don't blow yourself up. But the point is, you've thought about it, and if you thought about it, you took the odds and said, should I not? Do I really want to? Should I do this? And the point system matter. Morally, it's
he
just
is
point system. It's
clinging
just
to this point system.
more. It's just a guy's point of view. It's really see you scale it. Morally, it could be a moral compass. It can be a point system. It can be whatever you want. Guys come in and they would assess the risk. Is this worth going with this person? Is it not? Is it worth losing this person? Is it not? After 6, if it goes over 6, there's no point in staying in this relationship because you know it's done.
I do like to write a pros and cons.
That's a little different than
it's
points.
the same thing as point system. I do
No,
your
it's
point.
not.
If there's, obviously, if the contract outweighs
Well,
the
she's got 7.3 points. That's different than 3
you're
pros,
taking
2
the points as
cons.
think of it the points as metaphor, my nigga. If the cons outweigh the
Metaphorical
pros,
points.
if the cons weigh out the pro, why am I staying in this relationship? That's all game is saying.
Well,
if there's more than that,
to be
you
clear,
cheat.
I would say that I'll clarify my previous point. While I don't mind a pros and cons list, right? I do think what's on that list is more important than the number on that list. If you've got 3 pro and 4 con, but one of those those pros can still outweigh the fact that there's 1 extra con. So I'm not putting a lot of stock in, again, points like, oh, 4 is bigger than 3, time to move out. 6 is not enough, time to move out. I'm like, you got to think about what is actually on these lists. What are these qualities that you like and don't like? And then this is the key, guys. Talk about it. Because it won't change if you don't talk about it. It won't. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you decide to leave because this person doesn't have something you want, they'll never have what you want because they don't know that they don't have what you want because you left. The only time they're going to know is when they catch you, and guess what? They will. And then when they do, it's an argument. And you're going to say, well, you didn't do X, Y, or Z. But guess what? You cheated. So it doesn't matter what they didn't do. You're an asshole. That's it. You lost. As soon as you cheated, you lost. Any right or any clarity you think you had right before you cheated, you lost right when you cheated, and you never get it back. It doesn't come back. So instead of doing the cheating, if you got a problem, think actually about what it is, not the number of problems versus the number of positives, but think about what the problems are and talk about them. Or if you're really not into that, just leave. Just quit. Be like, I'm
Never
out.
cheat.
Well, there's no reason to it. It's not beneficial. It doesn't help you in any meaningful way.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, being someone who's been like cheated on, like it just sucks.
Oh, well, yeah. It
Like,
also,
you know what
yeah,
I mean?
you're a real dick if you cheat as well. But I'm just saying, like, we're trying to get into the mind of like a guy who's considering game's opinion here, right? Like, you know what I mean? And I'm saying
That's when I say you should go to therapy.
Right. Well, I think
I'm
guys
promoting
listen,
therapy. and
guys should be
taking
more
advice
open
from
with
that
therapy,
man.
but we're as a society not quite there yet. And so what I'm saying is think of it logically. It will never work out. As soon as you cheat, it's over. So you might as well, if you're thinking about cheating, say, listen, I'm clearly not feeling it anymore. I can either work on this and not cheat, or I can break it off, and then it won't be cheating when you find somebody else. It'll just be dating. That's the thing. Cheating and dating are the same exact thing. The only difference is you already have a girlfriend or a boyfriend in one of those scenarios. So if you really want to cheat, you could just get rid of your girlfriend or boyfriend, break up with them, and guess what? Now you're just dating, and everybody's good with dating. Like, you literally take the same actions. And now it's totally okay because you didn't drag somebody else along with you. That's it. That's the only difference. So just break up with them. If you really aren't into it, just break up with them.
Yeah.
Oh, Opie. Jesus.
The Pope is celibate, Jose. So I'm frankly far better at this than the Pope. Okay?
I got
My
one
God.
more for you. Game
Go
is
ahead.
Game explains why you should never take a girl back and why they are really coming back.
Oh, like you broke up, now you're okay.
Yes, so say the breakup actually happens and they
Right.
Always come
want
back.
to come back. Oh, I might have pressed the wrong
Two,
one.
if I don't know. Wait.
Top comment, by the
Chat.
way, that's true. Oh, but
When
different
a
one,
bitch
different one.
leave you and she wants you back, it ain't because that give a fuck about you. It's because don't nobody give a fuck about that. If you got her and you send her out in the street,
This is a
every
censored
time
one.
we send her out here into the street or they break up with us, trust me, best believe they out here slanging that pussy. If you done been broke up with her for over a month, oh, she out here slanging that. And guess what? The only time she gonna call your desperate ass back is, oh, these niggas don't care about me. I'm just some pump and dump ass material. Damn, these niggas don't love me. Maybe I should go back to the nigga that did love me. And by that time, I swear to God, if you say yes, I'll reach to this camera phone and slap the shit out of you. You'll never take no back, nigga. Don't ever take a back.
Fuck yeah. Never.
All she
He's
did
mad.
was stuck with you. She go out, she getting stuck by dick, 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 by dick. And all of a sudden,
Yup.
she want to bring all that leftover pussy back to your motherfucking ass. Nigga, don't do it. Don't motherfucking do it, nigga.
I like how half of the video was censored.
And then the
Yeah,
other
right.
half
Yeah.
Was the other
just
censored?
dick on dick on dick on dick. To be clear, when I said top comment, it was in the other video that we saw briefly where it said he should have his own radio station in GTA, and that's true. He should.
Yeah.
Because
Man, I feel like
everything he
I
says
feel like
fits perfectly
he's
in the
accessible.
satire of GTA. Well, GTA is a satire, and he fits that perfectly. And I won't speak to whether or not that goes over people's heads or not, but
I feel he's accessible. I feel like though
I
the
mean,
day
there's
we
people
would
who talk
talk
like
to
him, sure.
no, actually accessible in the sense like can book him.
Oh yeah,
I don't want to the mystique there yet. It's too early. We have to
Too
wait
early.
a few
We
more
don't
years.
want to ruin that. Yeah,
Right? But
I
anyways,
agree.
what
That'd
do
be
you think
fun
of that
if I
take,
got
then?
to meet Mr. Game.
Game
I feel like
with
we'd have a
Game.
great
With
conversation.
Jose.
Yeah.
Gotta have to have the face on that one, Jose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, Allison, I want to ask you, because I did a lot of screeching in the last one. What do you think?
It's facts.
I just genuinely don't know what to say about this man.
Well,
Oh,
what about what he
Jesus.
said, though?
Oh God.
It's facts both ways around. Come on.
No, it
He's
really
right.
it really is. Like I really do feel like they always come back. But
Besides the coming back part, if he's coming
Getting a
back,
text
like
thinking of you.
that shit is because if she left you or he left you, it's because there's obviously someone else he had options. So obviously
Sure.
he's gonna keep going, and he's just gonna keep swinging tree to tree to tree, and eventually the tree stops, and then eventually she's gonna go, or he's gonna go. It's like, well, I had this one that wanted me, and it's real easy to get back in, and they always come back around. The point is, by you taking them back, it's just setting up this whole mind fuck where it's like now he knows he can come back anytime, so he's just gonna repeat the cycle. So yeah, game is correct. You better not fucking take them back. If they bounced on you, if they considered other options over you, then you're a fucking idiot. If you think it's just gonna come back and things are gonna be different, or hear his bullshit or whatever, it makes no sense. I do it all the time, so I should know. That's all. I'm just
does that
speaking.
not surprise me?
It's
So,
not, but I'm being
I would
honest about
say,
it.
so I would say, well, I disagree with specifically some of the rationale he shared. I don't
What a
disagree with the
surprise.
overall message of if somebody leaves you, right? If somebody leaves you, that's very specific. Like, listen to what I said. If somebody leaves you, and then 6 months later they're coming back around, I think to me That's a major caution signal, and you should strongly consider not getting back with them. Now, I say 6 months because, let's be honest, if you dated somebody when you were like 19 and now you're 30 something and you move back to the same city, you run into one another and you go on a date, that's different. You're kids and now you're adults, and that's different. I'm saying if you recently broke up with somebody because they left you, and now all of a sudden 6 months later they come back, it means whatever they were doing, whatever they weren't ready to commit to you for, didn't work out. It doesn't mean they grew up. It means that the thing they were more interested in failed. Be it another girl, be it whatever. Something failed for them. And so they're trying to go back to when they felt most comfortable and figure it out from there. And that's admirable in some ways, but you should protect your own heart and health over helping other people get back to their like terra firma. You know what I mean? So I would say, to me, I agree with the idea that if somebody leaves you and then circles back quick, it likely means that they were doing something that didn't work and they're trying to just find the thing they know, like their safe zone. And you don't, I mean, if you're interested, you're interested. No one can tell you not to do something. But I would say if you were really hurt by them leaving the first time and then they show up again, that should be a sign that, well, they're here now because it didn't work, but if something else comes along, they're going to hurt me again. And I do agree with that. So I would say I agree with the sentiment. I do not agree with the rationale of, wow, now they've had too many other partners. Like, all that's nonsense. But
Are you serious, Ryan?
yes, Jose, I am serious. I'm
Are you
never not
serious?
serious. I'm almost always serious.
I just had a girl.
Serious as
you
all.
literally,
Serious.
you literally
Yeah, how
just
different?
had a
Ryan
girl.
being serious.
You literally just had a girl leave you because she thought the grass was greener on the other
Yes,
side.
How do you know that's
Again,
why she left?
Well, so Allison,
why would
I
she
want to ask
leave?
you,
If
what
there
would
was
be
no, hold on,
Life
Allison.
stuff happens.
sure?
Okay,
And
but you would
6
come
months
to me about it.
later, well, no, hold on. So
Not if
6
we're
months
not
later,
necessarily dating.
Listen, if we're dating and we're in a relationship,
that's what we're talking about.
Like
Dating.
we're in an
and
official relationship.
Yeah, you broke up, right? You said a breakup.
boyfriend
Yeah,
and
it's a breakup.
even
girlfriend,
if we're dating,
or
the
maybe
whole-
same sex too. Who
my
knows?
my game is game has stated that if you're dating or in a relationship, dating is not like we went on 3 dates and you bounced. You're dating.
No, dating. Yeah,
And you left and you were going to some family issue,
right, it's a breakup.
family situation or whatever. You could communicate that with me and then that would have been fine. But if you're gonna go cold turkey or you just bounce it and you're coming back in 6 months out the blue, just come back. Like how game is coming is like you came out the blue back. It ain't like your mother died and you needed space and like it's because you have other options. Because if you didn't have other options and it was just me, you either have two choices. You can work it out with me or explain to me where I'm fucking up, and you're not. You actually just bounced and broke up with me and not telling me anything.
That's
For you to
right.
come back 6
But
months
also-
or a year from now, for a year now, that tells me that I was not even in your thought process for that 6 months or a year while you were with somebody else with multiple. So in my mind, I'm gonna go rampant. I'm gonna think it's multiple dudes. I don't think it's just one dude. I'm gonna think it's more. Everybody does that. It's just how that's how
So
our insecurity works.
I want to throw out, and this is not disagreeing with Jose, but I want to throw out an alternative scenario for Allison to see what she thinks on this, right? So you said, like, what if there's a family thing and you're not comfortable talking about it, right? So you bounce. You say, I can't do this. We're done. And you leave. 6 months later, you come back. Let's say you tell us, like, the guy, like, listen, yeah, there was this family thing, whatever. The reality is, as the person who got broken up with, yeah, you're here now, 6 months later, saying it's all better now. But the first time happened so fast and so suddenly that, do you want to just openly and without question trust that you're back, you're fully in, you don't need more time, you're not going to have something else that happens that causes the same thing, which leaves you hurt again? You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not saying you should never speak to a person again. That's why I'm saying I don't necessarily agree with the rationale and the language, certainly, of game is game. But if somebody leaves you and then comes back 6 months later, regardless of the reason, you have to be at least somewhat, like, cautious about taking them back, no questions asked, wholeheartedly. Be like, yeah, cool, we're back together. Like, if you start texting again or whatever, you spend some time, like, just you both have your own space, and it kind of organically happens after a little more time, then whatever. But, like, If someone comes back and is like, yeah, I messed that one up, but I just needed space or I needed to do something else or whatever the reason, whether it be other people or not, and whether you think it's other people in your own head or not, as the person who got broke up with, you do know that factually they just kind of left without saying anything and they showed up 6 months later and there's nothing to prove that that won't happen again because they just showed up and wanted to act like none of it happened. You know what I mean? And so to me, that is something that should be strongly like considered as a red flag or at least a cautionary flag of like we should slow roll this by like a lot. We should not just get back together. I don't think that that's a problem to say that you need time. If you break up with somebody and then try and get back together with them, they need time. And I think that that's fair. Like bare minimum, that's fair. You know what I mean?
Powerful stuff right there.
Man, I wouldn't even get back with them at all. Once they
Well,
bounce, they bounce.
I was curious what because Allison's the one who brought up the family thing. I was kind of curious what Allison's thought was on that.
I'd probably get back together with them because
Yeah,
because I'm like, I don't know. I guess I'm just like, life is so
You're trusting,
complicated,
perhaps, right?
and it's just like things can happen. And I get like being in a relationship with someone, you would think they would just be like completely open to you and honest with you about like everything, but like things happen.
You
and
wouldn't be
life's hard,
cautious on the you wouldn't be cautious on the return 6 months later? Like you
Mm.
wouldn't want to at least like talk a little bit first before you jump right back into where you were before?
I'll like
No,
talk
but-
about it and like whatever, but I'd probably
Can I
If
give
you break up with
the
me, you're lost. You're gone.
Can I give you?
wow.
Here's the problem with Here's the problem with Allison's. Let's go with Allison's story about family or whatever. If I am mostly distraught, I would want the people that I care about or
Exactly.
have some type of connection
That's my
to stay
point.
with me.
That's
my
not
point
necessarily
too.
universal.
Not necessarily
true at all.
Not true. No, hold on. Let me finish.
For everybody. Sorry.
If I am being distant, so when I go through things, I'm distant. I distance. Fuck. It might take me a while or whatever. But when I'm going through something, if I'm interested in you, I'm making an effort. I might not text you every day. I might not call you every day, but I'm making an effort to at least reach out and letting you know that I am thinking of you. I might not be as close as I was. We might not be hanging out. I might be going through things and I want to handle it differently, but I will make an effort to reach out, to let you know. If I'm completely ghosting you after I tell you, hey, it's a family thing, that's bullshit. Because if you're really interested in that person and you really care about this person and there's some type of thing, you, no matter what you're going through, would make some type of effort to keep that bridge together. And letting them know they
obviously
understand.
obviously not a relationship like what we're talking about, but
Even
I know
dating.
Well, no, I'm saying, but I know for a fact, I'm saying from personal experience that there are people when I had family stuff not long ago that didn't hear from me for like 8 to 10 months, probably. Not a lot of them. There's some, and again, to your point, there are people like Matt.
Yeah, but
that talk
that's
to Matt
family.
fairly regularly, right? But I'm saying like,
Yeah, everybody's different in the way they.
that's what I'm saying. Everyone
cope
is different.
with-
So
with
I do
coping.
right. So I don't want to be like, oh, if they care about you, they'll definitely reach out. I don't want to be a part of that because you don't know. People cope differently.
agree.
But I
The
will
reason
say
why- the
whether
reason
they
why I
whether they
do-
cope differently or not, if they leave like that, if they do ghost you and they do disappear, you can't necessarily just be like, oh, and now they're fine.
You want to know how couple
You know what I
shit?
mean?
You want to know how couple shit? If you and your wife was going to, like weren't together, and you
Mhm.
were going through your situation, I know Ryan that you would reach out.
I mean, of course I would, but that's
Yeah,
me.
but that's my point. If you're interested in a person,
There are
you
other.
literally just said.
But there are
to
other, so there are other people I
other
dated.
friends,
Hold on, there are other people I dated in my life that would not have been the same situation. I'm telling you that.
because that's what my point is. It wasn't worth it, so you bounced.
It's not about wasn't worth it. It was just my wife. My
If
wife
it-
is my best
listen,
friend. I mean, it's
Listen, let me get
different.
two things straight. This is what two things straight.
My
It
cat's my
takes
best
literally 2 seconds to message someone. Period.
I hear
So
you,
if
Jose. It's
if it
just
ain't worth
when you're
2
in that
seconds of
moment.
messaging, and it ain't worth it.
I hear you, but
I
when you're
get
in
it.
that
For
moment,
6 months,
it's
you're not
hard
in
to.
that same moment.
No, but
I'm
you
not
could
saying
be.
you-
Like I said,
some-
if it takes you 6 months, If it takes you 6 months, I would say whether you were actually cheating or you whatever was going on. If you waited 6 months to reconnect with somebody, they don't owe you an immediate reconnection.
I'm not saying
right. I'm saying to my to agree with you that you don't owe anybody something if they disappear for 6 months. If you want to say no, then they say no, and you don't talk about it again. If you want to be nice, you could say we could talk, we can get to hang out, we can be chill or whatever, but we're not going back to where we were because you disappeared kind of out of nowhere. And I don't care what the situation is. And there were friends. If friends of mine had said that to me, I would have been like, all right, that makes sense. So that's where I am. That's where I would stay with that.
Friend zone.
Friend zone for 3 months. Make them work for it.
Sure.
That'd be funny. Everybody did an incredible job as always. Ryan, Jose Allison, great work. Jose will be on his way in the Caribbean. Bahamas. So we'll miss him next week. We'll see Jose next Tuesday. That would be the 20th, 5/20.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see Jose then. And you'll see the rest of us throughout the rest of the week. Knicks coverage, NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs, tweet caps, fun stories, all of that on Productive Conversations, new MB reviews, and you will see us on Tuesday. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Stay safe. Happy Mother's Day. All the love.